careful what you wish for, Harley Cameron.
This is a three-way match to determine the first entrant in the Women's Casino Gauntlet. Next week, introducing first from Gold Coast, Australia, Toni Storm.
Well, Adrian Cabani, Toni Storm may have forgotten the past 3 years of her life, but it's not lost on her how important that #1 entry in the Casino Gauntlet match can be.
It certainly isn't. Toni Storm looking to climb back into the title ranks, whether she remembers being a champion or not.
From Long Island, New York, Chris Statlander.
Of course, the timeless Toni Storm, Toni Storm, it's Toni time. Three-time former AEW Women's World Champion, Chris Statlander, former TBS champion, as is the third woman in this match. We heard from Chris Statlander, very revealing sit-down with Renee Paquette about how she plans to use 2025 to make amends. Easier said than done when you're going to be sharing the ring with one of the people that you wronged in the year past.
Oh, yeah!
Also from Long Island, New York, Willow Nightingale.
Oh, yeah! And I'm just moving my shoulders.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
Freestyle? You can do it?
We're in Tennessee, ain't no volunteers. We're all excited because Willow's here. I see the smile on Excalibur's face. Willow's gonna romp all over this place. That was a legit freestyle tonight. Live for the simulcast. I saved it for this huge moment. What just happened? The #1 entry in the Women's Casino Gauntlet. Waistlock there. You can tell the people written down there.
Oh, shoulder tackle by Statlander, and now Willow Nightingale. The roll up here, the first pinfall attempt. Nope. Toni Storm now. Pinfall attempt. Statlander rolls Toni Storm back.
And what I think is an interesting advantage here for Toni Storm is that she may not recall the friendship and then rivalry and the breaking apart between Willow and Chris Statlander. Oh, she might not pay that enough attention, or she might pay it a whole lot of attention. It's a wild card in this situation.
Who knows what's going on in the mind of Toni Storm?
Yeah, shoulder tackle there by Willow Nightingale, dropping Toni Storm down to the mat. And there you see at the bottom of your screen the Casino Gauntlet match taking place next week at Maximum Carnage for a shot at the AEW Women's World Championship at Grand Slam Australia, coming up February 15th, AEWTIX.com.
What a spine buster by Willow Nightingale.
Yeah, the babe with the power. Great showing it in her Tokyo Dome debut. Whoa, goodness.
That's right, this past Sunday, Willow competing in Japan. Now the cover. Very nearly the #1 entry.
I love it here. The ladies trying to end it quick here.
Talk about international travel, of course. The winner of that Casino Gauntlet will go on to AEW Grand Slam Australia February 15th. Tickets on sale now when AEW heads down under.
Just a little over a month away, boys.
As the side headlock sending off Willow Nightingale into the ropes. Willow coming back to the shoulder tackle. As Toni Storm sent to the floor. Toni Storm, since her return after losing that AEW Women's World Championship at All in London, a perfect record, 5-0, looking to keep the streak alive here tonight, but easier said than done against two former TBS champions, Daddy Magic.
Two of the best, no doubt. To the floor, Toni Storm now.
Well, and forgiveness and atonement sometimes comes with a little sisterly love here, as Willow and Chris Statlander.
Fans, you heard the challenge thrown out. It is official for Collision this Saturday night. Harley Cameron, Mariah May, one-on-one, plus the Rated R superstar Cope faces Big Bill one-on-one this Saturday night at Collision, and Dax Harwood. Chris Jericho, the Learning Tree, this Saturday night live on TNT and streaming on Max as Toni Storm getting the upper hand.
And she has Chris Statlander isolated there. I'm looking forward to Dax and Chris Jericho. Sunset flip. Those two had a great exchange.
Hold on, boys.
Uh-oh.
Boys! Oh, jeez!
Oh, no.
Ow. You kidding me?
Whoa, Nightingale. Oh, my goodness. You got these on Max, and TBS don't go anywhere.
Right between the uprights. In the NFL, they call that a doink.
We're having a good time here. Wednesday night, boys.
Look at that, the chin lock now. Willow Nightingale. has the advantage, and how can you not after using your opponent's body to deliver a shot like that?
Kenny Omega, boys, coming up later tonight.
Wow, Clarksville has been amazing. I can't even imagine. They've been on fire all night when Kenny Omega hits the scene later here.
Now Chris Statlander back into the mix.
Chris.
Side headlock, Snapmare takes down Toni Storm. And
she's going to put the squeeze on here.
Ian, you were talking football just a moment ago. I want to give a shout out to Raul Jimenez from Fulham.
Absolutely.
Eclipsing Chicharito's record, the top Mexican-born scorer in the English Premier League. Congratulations to Jimenez.
My man, Harry Wilson.
Ian, I'm just trying to do a reset here still.
This is
okay, here we go.
No, it's helping after
Triple
that.
decker.
Yes. A series of chin locks here. The stakes couldn't be higher, and just because we didn't see it in the men's match doesn't mean, in the women's version of the Casino Gauntlet, that #1 spot won't come into play.
Well, like we saw, when you're the #1, when you're the #2, you got to have a sense of urgency. You got to get to it.
It seemed like the animosity between Hangman Adam Page and Switchblade Jay White led to them. Toni Storm snapmares for both of her opponents, but not a lot of urgency out of Hangman and Switchblade earlier.
That's for sure. This Toni Storm got a real whack job.
Well, she's seeking and getting the crowd approval here. This crowd loves this rookie.
I mean, is she a young upstart? Like in her mind?
In her mind, she is, I believe.
Is there a diagnosis?
I believe was trying to plead with Toni Storm, and now look at this. Toni Storm's whipping.
She might have Maramania. Maraphrenia?
She came up to me earlier this afternoon. She asked me, do I get my trans money before or after the show?
Lucky she didn't give you a snapmare.
Wow, she's to learn this at a highly accredited wrestling school. She keeps going back to it here. Oh, double mare! Yeah, there you go, Tone! Wow, all right.
Toni Storm, three-time former AEW Women's World Champion, whether she realizes it or not, with the upper hand.
They're loving it in Clarksville.
As Storm returns Willow Nightingale to the ring.
Statlander trying to find her way back in as well.
Yeah, Daddy Magic, you can speak from experience, so can I. Those snapmares, especially repeated snapmares, very disorienting.
I mean, you get dizzy. No question about it.
That's what I meant by disorienting.
You get up, you get down, you get up, you get down.
Well, no, Toni Storm's throwing her down.
It's like that NSYNC song, gotta get up to get down.
Gotta get up to get down.
Oh, goodness.
Ian, please, we were having a conversation.
Thank you.
As Willow delivers the forearm here. Trying to get these sea legs out in the strike exchange here.
Who will earn the #1 spot in the first ever Women's Casino Gauntlet match 1 week from tonight? We are in the midst of finding out. Toni Storm, three-time former AEW Women's World Champion, whether she realizes it or not, with an advantage over Chris Statlander, Willow Nightingale. Well, commentator's curse coming into effect.
Absolutely, Willow. And these two were teammates. They were like sisters.
There were two people who traveled together, and they came up the roads. They came up through the same system. And Statlander, she's been trying to make amends, but
her life basically fell apart, guys.
Yeah, when Chris Statlander lost that TBS championship, in her own words, Daddy Magic.
Well, those titles will certainly do something to you. The madness of being a champion. Speaking of being a champion, of course, later here tonight, looming large. Oh, I'm being told following this great bout, the return. Oh, goodness. Of the former AEW World Champion, Kenny Omega, in the house. We do have confirmation he has arrived here tonight.
That's coming up next.
That is, I can tell you with great certainty, that is following this great bout.
Well, right now, referee Aubrey Edwards checking on all three competitors. This battle to determine who will earn that #1 spot in the Casino Gauntlet match next Wednesday night. Dynamite, Maximum Carnage, live on TBS and streaming on Max. Chris Statlander, drop kick unloading on Toni Storm.
Stat looking good here.
Oh, the pounce!
Wow.
Period!
How about that?
Uh-oh!
Willow looking to finish now.
Toni Storm kicks the legs, breaks free of the fireman's carry.
Dropping that base down.
And Willow reversing. Inadvertent hip attack in the corner. Now Willow. Perhaps with the opportunity she was denied.
Look out!
This past Sunday at the International Women's Cup.
Hits the cannonball in the corner with Toni Storm. Oh!
Left at her.
Valley driver. Willow the cover. Woo!
How about that? Wow. And you can tell just how much that number one spot means. The number one spot could turn into a shot in Australia, AEW's debut. Maybe looking for the babe with the powerbomb here.
Nope, Toni Storm breaks free. Jawbreaker. Willow staggered. Chris Statlander in from behind.
Got her up now.
Statlander.
Power of Statlander.
Up German suplex. One of the trademarks of Toni Storm. Oh, the high boot. One of the trademarks of Willow. Rolling lariat, though. Willow, as soon as she turned the corner, had the lariat coming in hot, and now Statlander looking for an O'Connor roll.
This match starting to break down here. Someone's got to make a mistake.
As Willow with the waist lock on Statlander. Statlander with the waist lock on Toni Storm. Willow come next, a double German suplex.
This feels like Willow's match right now. It's hers to lose.
Maximizing her moves. Hitting a number of moves on both opponents. And
Willow. Now, oh, wait a second.
There's the cradle.
Cradle. Reverse. Statlander pushes the pile, breaks up the pinning predicament.
This match is so hard to win, so hard to isolate your opponents.
Gut wrench. Babe with the powerbomb blocked.
Nope, reversal again. As both women jockeying for position.
Oh, Willow to the outside.
Willow cracks on the floor. Statlander.
This is it now.
As Toni Storm holds on Wednesday Night Fever.
Oh!
Here is your winner, Chris Statlander.
The 3 count leading to the #1 seed in the first ever Women's Casino Gauntlet match next Wednesday night.
This is huge. Huge for Chris Statlander.
The winner of that match will challenge Mariah May at Grand Slam Australia this February. But fans, coming up next, the return